make a firm promise to you, my Christian fathers, that the administration that I'll lead will set a new standard in the fight against corruption. We will fight the canker of corruption and defeat it. We'll retrieve stolen monies. We'll retrieve stolen monies and hold people in government accountable. But we're not going to pursue just regime accountability. The norm has been that it is only the past government that you hold accountable for any acts of corruption. But we will ensure that those in our government who are also indulged in corruption will be held accountable. And so we will not go witch hunting just the past, we won't go witch hunting the past government. If people have been involved in malfeasance, they must be held to account. And if people in our administration also follow the same path, they must also be held to account. It is only that way we'll be able to get a handle on the canker of corruption.
Our prayer and desire that as we approach the 2024 election, also knowing that 2024 is the biggest year of election in the history of the world, because we have 60 nations that are holding election this year, 2024, almost half of the entire population of the world, you know. And so we want to thank you for sharing with us your vision. We definitely have a lot of concerns, and we're looking for the opportunity where we will present certain questions to His Excellency and your party to give us some answers, because there are a lot of unanswered questions on our mind as stakeholders looking at the state of our country. For the past 67 years, we believe that we should be in a better place than we are today. And having been president before and gone through the process, and God giving you the opportunity to come back, we want to ask you certain questions, how your party and your government will tackle, address some of the unanswered questions on our mind, and the sufferings of the Ghanaian, the masses. There is too much pain and suffering in this country. All our doctors and our nurses are leaving this country. And we just pray that things will be well handled and managed in transparency and fairness, that we will not end up being refugees in any other country, because without proper fairness and honesty and transparency, things may fall out of hand. And may I say this, that nobody should think that the Ghanaian is a very gentle, don't like trouble human being. It's not true, because I saw what happened 79 and 81, and they were Ghanaians. And some of the violence and the murderers and unrest in certain parts of this country, like what's going on in Boko and other places, they are all Ghanaians. And if we don't manage things well, and we have this mentality and thinking that any party can do whatever they want to do, and the Ghanaian will accept it, and the Ghanaian will live for it, you might be playing with fire. Make no mistake. Because when people are desperate and are hungry, they don't care about what happens. And hungry and desperate people are very dangerous people to manage and to deal with. When demons come into town and possess people, then you will know that maybe you really didn't understand the Ghanaian, because when a demon enters a person, it doesn't care about your tribe or your citizenship. It rules you. So I think that Mr. Former President, and to your party, we should be very aware of some of these things. I wouldn't want to say much, but I have a lot of questions I want to personally ask, and I believe that all the members of the clergy here have a lot of unanswered questions that we want to put to you to find and to have some answers so that we know how to educate our congregation in going forward.
As you are aware, Okankwe North Municipal Assembly, which consists of two constituencies, Okankwe Central and Okankwe North. Unfortunately, we've been in the news during this registration process for very bad reasons. Security issues and obnoxious directives that have been given for this registration exercise. Early this morning, we were called into a meeting by the Divisional Commander, Chief Superintendent Anita Broka. In the meeting was the District Commander, the Municipal Election Officer, and then the rest from the political parties. In that meeting, she read a directive, the Divisional Commander read a directive which is supposed to have come from a superior, meaning the IGP, that, and I quote her, busing of people, there's no law against busing of people for registration, unquote. Now, in that meeting, we stated our position clearly as a political party that indeed there's a law against busing people doing registration and doing transfer. The CI 127, which governs elections in Ghana, states clearly in Regulation 22 that you should be a resident in the constituency that you are transferring your vote to for a period of not less than 12 months. So it means you need to stay in the constituency for a minimum of 1 year. We are sending this signal clearly. We are for peace, but we are against this directive, and we shall use every possible means to resist this directive. We told the commander, if there's any directive, the directive should be, we should do the right thing. Political parties, don't bus anybody. But we as NDC in Okankwe North and Okankwe Central, we are stating on authority, and we are stating it clearly, that we shall resist any busing of people to this registration center. And we shall use every available means to us to make sure that the law is protected. So we will not mince words, and we are sending this signal. We are aware that our opponent is trying every means possible to bring her people from a former constituency to this strange constituency that she finds herself. We are sending this signal to her and her people. If you are not a resident of Okankwe North, you cannot register and you cannot transfer your vote here. Now, residents and voters of Ekwapim North will not decide for us who should be our MP in this constituency. So we are sending this signal to the people of Ekwapim North. Don't be deceived by your MP. She has failed and you push her away. She will not fall here. She must fall in another country, not in Okankwe North. So if you are in Ekropon or any of the towns in Ekwapim North, don't be deceived. It is against the law for you to be bused from Ekwapim North to Okankwe North. You will be resisted. If you are a parent and you are listening to us and you are watching us, advise your children. They should not sit on any bus to be brought to Okankwe North to come and register. We are stating this because this is the law and we shall protect the law. So we are sending this signal to whoever brought that directive that they should go back into the law books and see that indeed there's a law against transferring your vote, voting in a constituency that you have not been resident for a minimum of 12 months. A municipal election officer was in that meeting. I was surprised that it is the divisional commander who is reading rules regarding registration to us and not the election officer. The divisional commander has no place, has no authority to even tell us what registration is about and how we should go about it. But in the presence of the election officer, she kept quiet and she listened, she didn't utter a word. Now, we stated our position clearly as a political party that we are against that directive. It has no legal basis and we shall not obey that directive. Now, this is not mere speculation. Our men have forward a lot of attempts to bus people into this constituency. We are aware of the uniforms they have even sold and put in rooms. That when they bring their children, they put uniforms on them that they are from school. They should be made to register. We have resisted a number of these attempts, and we are telling them that we are not tired of resisting. We shall resist till this exercise is over.
Live on TV as well as and also on Power 97.9 FM, the hottest and the biggest conversation in Ghana inside politics in the free studio. Hour 37 at Bebrese Street, the heart of Accra, at the air in all the 16 regions across the country. On Facebook Live Power 979 TV as well as at Ghana. Who like it now will share something on YouTube. SYZ broadcasting meeting at the Mugabe Maase. Ubetimi aframe atankolega biga the capacity man na ensema yede ebrawo no enche bia na His Excellency the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana Dr. Bawumia Ekopiemo ewo eye North East region ayunkre fe wo se eye techiman na odekoto eye krobo eye nursing eye training eye college ewo odekoto mu enim se obewe se de be ya allowance won sem no ebetumi akọ na abayne etua sika sombo 177 million cedis edi ama omo eka omo de omo ni nyina ye ababa wa bi a okobisa ho ensem ya anye Bawumia da o ende Bawumia ne campaign no ewo eyebuno is region na ensem a epepi woni nyina no bosha Bawumia ehye no ensem ben ena sesia no akwakosie ena ensem ben ena health minister Dr. Okoboy ono so edi atu edwa ensem ben ena wahu ono so aka fa ho wo bese wonya the latest update ewo sa ensem nyina na kosoma wo TV no ene wo radio no ena ye TV as was at na Power 97.9 FM ye de nyina ebebrewo ene whole court echo asetena efa eyesa ensem no ho ensem ben ena free eye whole court ede aba whole high court ensem no ni nyina no ye de ebebrewo ye ni onmunyafo ye Imani Africa on president your friend Sir Franklin Kujo about to come on the show inti mo video no enkoso na eya na ensembei and the free controller and accountant general's department on office eba ni nyina no eya ensema yaboabo no ya yede ebro Bawumia de atrona na ogusu etwa and electoral commission for no su gusu a ebokro no a angels no echi omo da ne da nyina omo ha omo gusu a omo correct omo mistakes ne yetimi pass mistakes no enko 7 December 2024 nti sabi say Jimmy semi nyina no wo ewo limit ewo so mu etwen sade na ye limited registration exercise we enya se ye bie mu kakraka say man mu nyina we se limited ti limited ni wo mu anya mfie edun wotwe ni wo mu ntwe mu din ya wo mu din eni abato wo man mu no wo mu ena o so mu kotwe wo mu din mi ameti yi mato aba ma joma ma 20 eye 12 mato aba ma eye joma ma 2016 ena mato aba ma John Dramani Mahama 2020 mesa to aba edi amajo Mahama in 2024 inti eyade say midini de ma register dada Mugabe Maase no de bia befa bia edem sema yede ebre no ano ehye inti mo afide no ena ha asira kase koma ye na boafo ye tete edi dwumadi ebre wo Safari Valley Eco Resort mo ka ho bi e ba wildlife experience ma obi aso mo eye number 1 amuzu eba clinic mo de eye amuzu garlic bitters ena eteche eboy wunye bi na wo boba amuzu garlic bitters no emma eye nipadua no moja timidi nipadua no mafurusa ni ye papa emma nipadua no ejina na so brane pebi nanom na boost immune system no so emma ye fa sida ekese so emma power specialist about hospital also seba hepatitis A B C D yini akeka hu nyina no compo any fibroid omo etene ye fa sida kese emfa mo Medimosis clinic and herbal center Medimosis semen kancho se brema waye mre ewo mpewutumi mu adwuma sexual weakness prostate problems ne ade nyina ne sciatica fa bedano no betumi abowo ne ba edufofo wode aba ye fere se Medimosis garlic eye capsules na ebo adwuma tatahwe enye asem keto akura sa adwuma ko nyina da woroma ene S natural mineral water ena Hebron Hills International School madawroma ena ekura mu a ye de dwumadi ebrewo sha no so say aso abofo makomako 900 million anu mo time che ye de dwumadi ebrewo smeti wa mo medame ho aba angels from north to south, east and west. Ghana in that in science. Bema ba won't show to no sweat giant. Wano ena sabri wodi dwumadi enyina ede ebro free sabri nkwabi nso no nsia bebo ye temu sa ahya no so se ne mpanifo amene omo bedi dwumadi no eye honorable Ashiama, former MP for Boom constituency in the Oti region of the Republic of Ghana. Sanso honorable Timothy Atabuade Awunterem, former MP for Busan of Sandema in the Upper East region of the Republic of Ghana. Wamo mienu ene nei minomu ABC nkonya na yetumi edi eye dwumadi no. Yesa ase afri hin. Yes, here, yes, here, every a president only achievement. So, what president here under a yet fourth republic? President away so clueless, president away so useless. Ya just say, ye di taxes at the amano, ye who the odi zika aye. What president here? What Bob pa under the fourth republic? Under the fourth republic. From Rawlings to Kufua to Atames to Mahama to the useless one. Would you say another Kufuadua? And ya dear say why you be beer or many ma. It's a castle legacy. You bring your baby dear kind of the Papa way and obey Edema or my Ghana. A hospital ana, a school ana, a choir ana, a day. There be an anadunya, simply be a national platform be our casse. An achievement, you know. Who to be found compare with Bia under the Fourth Republic. And I keep on saying, say, Nanado and his vice president, woman, you useless, they are liars. Woman, Baby, we are my way. PDS, yenye, a married deal, yenye, contaminated for yenye, chrono, dear, Nanado, and then the Bawumia, and then the appointees, woman, number one. Ye Tony Hotel, ye Tony, ye told Japadi Winnie, ye told a body to Lupinian and Lancaster, ye told a Labadi Beach, ye told La Palm, ye told way, It was Safama for a funny ma, no Marco Gusnet, as Antibidia to Nanny Sate, Lorette, no so testnet. Useless people. Inti Sata Manasnet and Tokako Winina, no Safama for Banny deputy CEO, no. Ya oppressor, ne bani be baby do it. Omo be also the press group papa so man resign. Sanana do fire no so resign so you massem. And what was for ma for now. Was say jumeni baby and by useless akokra no. Wonya akwanya e man mabi no enya baby ba ko NC ya ba ko so ewo yesnet. Na jumeni ho so nya juma ma omo. Ya ba power sa pepe omo nyina be free ho ma NDC for no. Omo so omo qualify no. Omo akwa ye juma e ho because omo ye Ghana for. Ya ba pa omo nyina. Me can without fear of favor. Safo ma for man ne bedi atuo mu nuama mu wasa ye be pa mu nyina ye be pa mu onye se bi e bedi aguro ye be pa mu nyina ye be pa mu ne mo free bedi amowo no ne ye de foforo ba bi go se adwuma ni ba bi anti o se ya pa mu free ho na o mo qualify mo ye ndisi fo no mo so be ye adwuma ko mo so ye Ghana fo. Useless ones managing the affairs of this country. President ne tell the Jubilee House wa o Kenya sasem bi anti Ghana fo wo ye president na person ka say wo ba ye no wo ye adwuma e che under the Fourth Republic, where your Jumache will be, then you start mentioning your achievement. Over Greater Accra, Minanado, the Bayer president, from the 7th of January 2017, Mercy Radio Hospital, Maya Circle Interchange, Maya Dodowa Hospital, Maya Maritime Hospital, University of Ghana Medical Center, Maya Way, would you know me who achievement, you know, dear Waye, Uko Kumasia, Minanado, under the Fourth Republic. Mr. Maya Jumasi will be a Minam C. KJT Market, Minam C. Sewa Hospital, Formina Hospital, Kumawu Hospital, Mampa Water Project, Sewa Tepa Government Hospital, in Asante region, Minam C. Tafo Market, Minam C. Atosu Market, Minam C. Asawase Market, Menanado, Minam Timibua, Emma Aya Konongo, and the Kumaufu Enya in Sunumye. Me and a mere military hospital, I wore a year after. You will say, yes, we are president here. Oka a young answer for him. But as a president, Oka Sabia, why a Juma, you never be a human so. Oka take sword. So we constructed 111 hospitals nationwide. Everything you know, you who one hospital cry. Mr. President, so when your platform, that's how Oka Sache Ghana for. Who said Ghanaians are descending? Sabi, but Jimmy Brenda Chamo, Mr. President, with all due respect, but Jimmy Brenda Chamo, it is how useless talk, no. Over pay Jimmy for the rock country or Moye, Tim and Mufua, I descend, the discerning Ghanaians, we are not ready to listen to your useless statement every day. Why your Jumache will be under the Fourth Republic? Some of us, we are not ready to listen to such useless statements now. People on a catcher, who said Ghana for before? Mr. President, if you don't know, who said Ghana for before? Who did not impede Sua? My own achievement, the way. Bobo achievement, no? Bobo Sunny, the way. Agenda 111. La General Hospital, me tell say 77 previous, 77 previous, I need a sumina so. Enye Jimia Hospital is see ho. Ye bubusi ye bisi for frani and me say. Enye Jimia TMU, enye Jimia. This is common sense. Hospital is you who bisi for fra, over such for one chain. Not that I need go so J amount for kakran sa. When we na we be a face too. Now what was so now so where your common sense. You see, as a very good PR man, you don't need to sit down and let the problem come before you find a solution. Always, what's our planning ahead and need a contingency planning. You people don't put any contingency measures in place. And when someone sorry, genius, Yakubu Hospital, and Hospital, we want no more to assassin. La trade first, you near Yakubu, hey, so we want no more chance as an effect. Genius, there be a Juma, Juma will be, and you know what? Let's listen to the president.
All modesty, I'm exceedingly proud of my record in office and the considerable achievements that have been recorded in all sectors of national life these last 7.5 years, one or two of which have been very difficult as a result of global developments. Whether it is in the management of the national economy, in education, healthcare, roads, railways, digitalization, infrastructural development, agricultural and industrial transformation, the protection of Ghana's territorial integrity and security, the fight against corruption, the battle against environmental degradation, the response to the COVID-19 pandemic, entrenching the tenets of good governance and the rule of law, contributing to the attainment of regional and continental integration and unity, being at the forefront of the growing demand for the reform of global governance institutions, or in advocating respect for international law and multilateralism. The record is there for all to see, and I believe it is...
No. The records are there for us to see. The records anyway. Corruption, busuya, chartered flight. No, the records no say I was you. We want you to be mentioning the records. Tell us, because we can't know. Recently, Baumia on Asempa FM, one year Obi, he talked about Kwalugu a year dam. Yo, just umawie. Okwa hwini ho. Uja a year Auditor General's report about here, $11 million have been paid for that project. Now, so we know, somebody keke, big board kesi and the other, you ho. A big board in everywhere. Now, Baumia is in the Upper East region. Ugusu di atro. I fear the Ayamo say, I suppose you know, I'm an who say, Palugu wana, waka say, and only the major project. In the northern region or not as a northerner, obey necessary say project ya MPP pa in the up northern part of Ghana no a year Kwalugu a year dam. I feel could do what dam hwini ho kwatere kwa hwini ho. The good people of Bolgatanga any ni mpata mu amutie mi na mo hwe me life hwini ho. Tamale for amutie mi wo Amana FM any Kensmi FM hwini Kwalugu ho. That's Baumia, that useless vice president with the useless president. Almost sorry, our records are there. You who record in baby what? Track and I'm any more pulling it out. You who maybe am achievement in what? Achievement in a ton soon, Yabokabu. And today, Baumia Sanko Jinapa is a catcher. Yen Yanmo Wisimu a year a poema temu, a catcher almost say, Waba, Obeba Baye Kwalugu Dam and I day, Eddie Amawam. You sat on Asempa FM 3 weeks ago. Catcher Ghana for say, Kwalugu Dam no, more ye, and no a year achievement here. wobetimi do won sa ba obo say MPP mo ye adwuma dama ye hwi wo ho na so according to the auditor general's report no ye try $11 million when the $11 million they betimi aye so if I say some for mo ya na do ne ba mo ye tips mo ya kronfo I'm saying it without fear or favor they are tips Palugu aye dam no ye nya hwe wo ho $11 million have been paid we call a PDS krono mo boy Am I a $180 million US? We become contaminated for a bobo ya ne 2 ne coffee. Ye Nana do any bawumi enough is enough. Most Ghana for before. All the tactics are moving to Takashi tactics using the police, using the security agencies or the security services to intimidate our supporters. No, Enyajuma. Sure. Mafreli, and it is good. Somebody be trying to be Mugabe ni wa na aye Kwame nka ho Kwame ka ni wa na ohene ba ho ya expose no money mo gu ase and a taki 19-year-old girl ewo aye Bunu East region okọ tachi ma se okwa kodi atro wo ye na dwen say okwa kogu dwoma ma ni mase so he was going to talk about nursing training allowance. The useless vice president, no one knew say nursing training school one or Casano, Sa Krobo, a year nursing training school, a year John Mahama in a seaside nursing training school. But me anymore on parking kind, another parking kind into a munim the Omoya or minum. Baumia airco a yet Bono is regional. Baumia can come catch us or more bomb a whoop, she nim empty. When one another empty. Be anymore. Empty. Uma bonwa ma minim how I miss I describe woman but omia airport techimano e wo Bunu East no the regional capital where to me akobisa finance ministry where to me akobisa health minister say me ko techima isia meka bibi afa eye nursing training allowance ho na 3 years ni nursing training allowance no ye tua woman na yintua. Can you trust my opponent when it comes to nursing training allowance? No, Kwadana Yidi. You do see him these questions, no? When feeling comfortable. Useless mind. When feeling comfortable. Because the lies, atro, but me the atro sama. Akwada your friend say, Ejara say, 19-year-old girl. When you expose you about me. And the new nyina say we sata no we mood woman in the dimi na ni bibia as a sebi obi a eniema koyi ema no. And today sa nursing training asema aye ka no ba omi a share boss say when the finance ministry e be kwa kasa na wa mo matua 177 million nationwide no ye tueska ni nyina ye den e de akwa akoma wo mo me pese ye tie di okan ye aba say
Thursday, the controller is transferring 177 million Ghana cedis to the Ministry of Health to pay the nursing training allowances. I have also alerted Dr. Okuboi to be on standby when the money hits the Ministry of Health account. They should move it quickly to the accounts of the nursing trainees so that they will have their alawa. It will drop.
Last week Thursday, and the Sikanebe hit to account. Today, a yetin na watch you. Ye tie ne esan ekoso. After Baumia promise no. A year Dr. Oko, a year boy, ya we health minister. Ono so enei waka bibi afa ho ye tedi ono so aka.
I have cited communiques from Ministry of Health to Ministry of Finance and back and forth, showing that we pay some 170 million Ghana cedis for over 100,000 nurses, covering I think about 4 months of payment. Look, there are thousands of nurses who have had allowances paid to them by this government. But it is also true that there are others whose payments are in arrears. We have decided to work hard to sustain and to pay these arrears. You have to choose between the one who says, I'll pay you, pays you and sometimes owes you, and the other one who says that me, I can't pay these things at all. And so If you had the other government led by John Mahama for the past 8 years, it will be zero for all nurses in Ghana. But as we speak, hundreds of thousands of nurses have had support from the Akufo-Addo government. And it is also true, there are hundreds of thousands who are calling for days to come. We work hard to make sure that everybody receives what is due them. This is the kind of government you have to support. The one who says, I'll shoulder this trouble, I'll shoulder this burden, I'll work hard to sustain it. It's better than the one who says, this is too much load for me, I can't carry.
Very well. To say when you na be cross sebe Jimmy sa obekasa won to me kan ansasem bia wo wose wo mayede umatua. And today when they am no e ka say o when say show we me say we tia no ha ho wan hwa no ha ho e evidence based Mugabe nya de say me so ya me betra say me be two foot ego Ghana fo ani say me hiti o ma me hiti o mo ABC na ma de mo panyan no mo say yes ija no e hye wo mo enei eye president at the Man Nurses and Midwives Association Ghana waba be kasa wo se kapreba e meto mo account iti baumia uko wanza mitire say we nyansani pe na ukoji appointment on na do hope na wadwene no asesa yetie eye president edema eye Nurses and Midwives Association of Ghana yetie ne somebody to that enia.
Earlier today I had a call with the Ministry of Health and I was asked to reach out at 2 p.m. I reached out and they assured me that in the course of the week the allowance will be disbursed. But I've had some information news being displayed from the Ministry of Health also saying that there have been other payments of 4 months to trainers and midwives, and they're having messages affirming those payments, of which I am here to state categorically and clearly that there have not been any payments because they are confirmed from all our students and no one has received any payment of 4 months as
so yet I appeal but we any credibility be abiemo ni credibility nyina sa atro and nay report to amenya free a year the controller in the office an investigation I say 34 million Ghana cedis and our my day ghost names on ghost names you a dear some on investigation I know reveal that 34 million cedis are paid to ghost names 34 million cedis you Oma you do mudi asese mu abusuafo na namba papa mba empana mba wan ene ne omini wo ye di omudi asese mu no ye tua 34 mo fa de no ntoso mame 34 million a year cedis. But when I catch it, say what the Ghana card ahead the aba na Ghana card ba e ba be yi ghost names ni nyina every air controller ene so now Ghana card na aba. And today, report to our picking from the Controller and Accountant General's Department in the office at say 34 million Ghana cedis and you tria edema and samedi umo munya jume tweets ghost names you tria edema you dear Baumia
that you can deal with corruption. We have now eliminated ghost workers at the Controller and Accountant General's office just by using the Ghana card because the ghosts don't have fingerprints and we have therefore been able to eliminate them. This has saved, for example, SNIT 480 million Ghana cedis by eliminating 29,000 ghost pensioners, and National Service by eliminating 44,000 workers has saved over 356 million Ghana cedis. And this is just the
so oko a office of the special prosecutor na so ye information free ho eba ekire say a Controller and Accountant General's Department omo office no omo 34 million Ghana cedis and edema sama edin when na eka ho nti na nanado HAC eye the office of the special prosecutor eye kiseja be no nanado information eye peke HRS say pepepe enetie 34 million Ghana cedis ene tua edema ensamadin nanado abusuafo say ho anwan yi wo ensamadin ntimi hu say nanado abusuafo na ye ba wo mu abusuafo na me ameti yi ade na medi akwa akwa ensamadin mu ntai wo ma the chronist family members ne ade no wo ma edin ena edu mu continue o was a report no the person be go deep na ensema eba HRS die sa pepepe neti enu nti ena ma se na nado according to Martin Amidu nsema yetete ne kire se beye busumi beye miense ni kwa na nado ka se papa we o man ka cho se be ko kata se shade proye na adwuma a wo ye no ugu ye ni ma se dodo ye de krono a ye bo no ena pese obesoso so ti on free office to area Martin Amidu ena be file petition say ye papa we ni emem ni enyi na di ye what they say mami a wo so yi si boss ya manfo the petition abre wo na nado o de ato what say penyimboni a wo ye otenkwada ma wo yi emframa boni a wo twa wani a wo mfi wo bia na so sa nonsense petition we be do aso ye de wafo wo de the commerce say wonye nhwehwemu emfa ho ewe mu nyina no eye matter of time ye was 6 months to go magana for ngofo we amambone ene mamwo fo kanka tanta o mobu we no ma wo mo divert attention bia na mom no sene e wo no say some schools had no management units to validate a staff. The DA primary schools in the Kumbungu district that of GES did not exist, but unidentified staff were being paid salaries. So imagine that is coming from the office of the special prosecutor, Kisi Ejabin, was say some schools had no management units to validate staff. The DA primary school in the Kumbungu in the northern region of the Republic of Ghana, the district of GES, did not exist, but unidentified staff were being paid salaries from the office of the special prosecutor. Formation no. So sometimes you better say ni kasa, we know what we're talking about. And yes, you be too foot to be at the Ghana for any. You see, as a journalist, no, also we are circumspect in your reportage. One more say making sure say we are checks and balances, making sure say information be what better about no accurate. And that is exactly what I'm doing. In 24 years, we Juma Sape Pepe never cost the economy. So, shall some head teachers and heads of units were validating some persons whose whereabouts were unknown to them. Out of 1,265 persons represented on the payroll, 1,020 persons were validated and their salaries were unblocked. This is the report that I'm getting from the office of the special prosecutor. Wait, see how we know, baby. That is Mugabe for you. That is Mugabe for you. And my production team, Chuma, Kevin Asante, the capacity, Kevin Asante, Mubai Chuma, and she, tie. Sika, was a kid me save for the 2024 a year financial year. 34,249,737.6 million. Sika, I was a kid. Ye timi save at the end of phone, ye treska winning I egu in some heading 34,249,737.6 saved for the 2024 financial year. Inti way babano, a juma watimi abo, ska watimi save with the amount of mine no. Chronona one prevent no, and for sure mine and another, and we say way. Ye pese boka VR boka Greeko air boka ECG air boka wo abranti wo be hadwen wo de wo ba ye no wo de wo pese obebe mfaso na tata sese lada pa wo be ko ene ye benada ezemo ho o mi ade na ado pa de yempe male yempe bokana faso ni yempe nije because your alternative, your John Mahama. You need to near Jai. The only solution is 7th December 2024. Go to about Pamosa a year, some quite full in Umakom baby. we mo nya mo number mo mabo mo tire wo mabom ti wo ye parent na wo ti fie na wo hwe me awia yi anwumre yi na wo ye parent na wo tie me o power 97.9 FM ma wo ba na wonya 18 years ekono ma ne pie no won ko twire ni din se wo northern region wo upper east wo upper west ma wo ba no onko twire ni din o yawo how any atete wo ma na wo ma wie university o munya adwuma nyomo ti fie ni nyina wo ba na wo wie nursing training school from the year to 2020 ebesi na 4 years ni ayem postu no nipa ba ko wo si eye ayaresabia ejoma mu na na do 111 wo si sen nipa wo ma mmabunu nyuma eye wo say wo ma bonwa mo mutiri na wuwa da bia me ka cha sa wo no ma na no chese wuni munyansa ho tie da me ka ne ye pa wo no ma na no chese wuni munyanso sebe nkwase asema asade be di atu moti Jubilee House wo ka e ka kire Canadian ambassador say visas ya wo mu issue de magana for ko Canada Ontario ni Toronto no e too much intino wo mo limit wo mo ma no emra from na Ghana for free akọ e Canada dodo look at such a useless statement na de wo no ma na chese wa dwuna say ebi ni mo bi so tafre nti wo no ma na no chese wo nyansa na wo sa wo to twene. You are telling the whole Canadian ambassador in Ghana say visas are the amount for them no also because my environment no any conducive for our younger brothers and sisters. Omo universities ni ade omo ko matwa omo pass omo tifi omo nya adwuma nye e dia na de beba it when your opportunity be ama wonko won tena ha na on dum somu na do amamo fo kankatanta we wasana wapo adwuma anam kwampone so te so samwam kwai ya poko ase kwan fo kankatanta ama sama kwai no akwa kodu fo sisi nyina ya oya obedu fie ne yasa dum light we sebe enya abodam sama na ye de mo say mo break it mo be break mo nana emra ne be so 7 December just around the corner mo bete pe obi mnya na adwuni say wo ba be tutu say we soja ni ana o police ni wo police station say wo ba be ku NDC ni ana wo ye NDC ni a wo ye police na wo be ku MPP ni ukun a wo so maje wo de it goes to the two parties wo ye NDC police make sure say be be do be connect ko protect ballot box make sure say ballot box na wo be protect amafo aba na wato na wo be protect say we ye MPP police we ye MPP soldier make sure say be be do wa kono put your colors away think about Ghana first. Now we are doing say na do kun 8 in 2020 and odinya second year term inti any about me pese na do ne ba me break 8 ni dia ye be kum more dia we are soldier ni advise yourself we are police ni advise yourself don't follow people like Branda Champon and then that useless interior minister we or they say Henry Kwetena want me to Americano when you follow them you go ututu okunipa won kofi we police we soldier we migrate ukunipa say abato wabutuo pay say we dey press NDC or MPP ni bedi nkunim just be there no be there as a soldier say bia edu ba bia den ye do waba be there as a police officer we dey hear mo police station no make sure say prepare your bibia beko anyuma dwene say okobo NDC amene di nkunim and anyuma dwene say okobo MPP amene di go it goes to the two political parties MPP and NDC. I will never sit behind the console and incite violence in this country. Number we are police, we are security services who belong to the Ghana police or the armed forces. Ya diploma say bia mokoye adwuma ye no say internal security ni de e suppose for sa migration for bebo mo fire service for any mo maka ne bebo mo eduru dia dia the soldiers will be on standby eduru dia dia na ya from say mo mra na mo maboaye mo bia kotutu nkunipa we are soldier ni Africa by your family ukun obi a ono so wo abusuya unkofie sa kwase asem sabe kwase asem na si 2020 ye ku nipa 8 em obi bedi president obi a mbaka kwase asem kire Ghana for say e few deaths e bi si biem ye nye obi tra parliament no kaka kire say sa kwafo na ku wo mo no wo mo ya criminals e bi si biem ukun nipa no wo ha wo beje de wo ha enti e peace a ye make sure say ekoto aba no boko NDC o MPP o utuvia asumje kwaso na kopa oba bi na watena wa akire no wa observe no ahwe de bekoso e wo police station ho menye wadwere say we post ni ukura AK47 ukuku nipa kwan ya ton wo makola market ukuku nipa na wo nkofie they see what 2020 no e bi CBM See a cocoon will be no be a baby president, BCB. So Kokuni Pama Jomama, Abedi president, a BC. So Kokuni Pama Baumi, Abedi president, a BC. It goes to the two political parties. Tianeti me, Messini Pankwa, Yaton was a one market, Yaton or Makola market, Yaton or Kanesi market. Tianeti me. Who dear, how I do the Oha. Yes, you are two to ano. You are two was a canoe, what Rakunkono, one who owe a year secano. If it must be done, it must be done well. My brothers and sisters. We have only one Ghana. We have only one Ghana. Ye mo Ghana ho ban yi. Na Ghana be yi. Ghana ye yi a me no me no. Ye ma ene ye chiri ma ensu bedi yi. Aban we die ye aban fon. 7 December 2024. Ye nyina to santene. E wa ho brase akwa so. Ye kwato ya ba e wa ho brase akwa so. Na ye to aba e ma John Mahama. Ye to aba ma NDC parliamentary candidates. Na John Mahama etumi majority our parliament no tumi for amemmo papa amemmo ahoto wom amemmo ayaresa ewom amemmo edusua wobenya quality enya the quantity ne de abra Ghana fo ne ho aye de atoye hardship ne too much amemmo ba wobetumi atofo le de agu kai mo kana wa pake no wobetumi atofo le agum ba ma wadane wo ba no wo so betumi adane wobegina wo na so se ba emebi ene eye benada right. My minister can check on Gomona membra. Me ba me wasem be catch
yo ya rese be no so session kwasem se ne ye hwe how ba ko pai ha ye mema kankan ye nyim pedificio so ade rosem pa ne se wo hwe bra wabo ene cars autoye ni fia osisiye awako pension se ni jeba na ensem hu be twom si apa na the confusion ba e different between ade e fe ne prostate enlargement na e fe ne prostate infection. Prostate say adi kan aye kesa che de say e kan ye de betwim a as enlargement and e ka say bibi so aye infection as prostate infection na e se fa ne say abumi ni pamedi num jabe nan na nya bacteria bi nso abetena mu di num jana na agu mu ene e se me abetena mu infected the hair so say that prostate no enlargement no and a prostate infected they are not the same. One the causes no the same. One, prostate enlargement no age dependent. I'm here to say across 22 years, yes, when you're prostate enlarged, what the bone you are crying, no. What mean you defend prostate infection? Yes, abobi abetenem. Fane say, bia youth no. Sabi when you say you're socially active, and I say, I mean, how say, you have the understanding per se action. It bia one nigga because she no, and no picking bacterial infection be. Example, GO and OB, and I say chlamydia be and obaho. It obaho no, after once a one or chassis would be acquired. What the acquired in your giant should be a connected baby a one num to prostate in him. Once work a kakakakodi prostate gland in him, or just do see a parrot say, Shaman say, find a semi youth, make what tea ha, make a be and the second bacteria be fetching me, and they be an in so creamy, off white, yellow which be pure than another. And what did you back a kakaka? What do giant hana? A hana me blood and all. Prostate gland and no mess, my say, and my uncle ask a window not to say, and I'm wa. Oh, me say. Near what channels be a connected free ha ebem. Once my bed, you must see a parmasha say me digum, me jam and I gum, me yet near gum, and was a send up prostate, yes, sabe bacteria infection be an abem. The medical actually which was said any effect infectious prostatitis. Prostate infection, not a friend of prostatitis. Not just say infection, just medical infection be that. And the men treaty, and I brought number so I be prostate, into your friend infectious prostatitis, also prostate infection. After Mamasanko prostate enlargement. Now, prostate enlargement, apart from the and no money enlarging with age. Number two, fruit and vegetables are say lycopene rich. And lycopene for pigmentation and fruit and vegetables and the fruit and vegetable cocoa be a lycopene woman. Anka process gland this will hear about my answer in your time. One, make fresh tomatoes, make carrots, grapes, watermelon. But for Congo, can diet on a honey. 3. Present enlargement for them. Sanka ye yet you very reduce red meat and I say mujana better so make cow meat upon chanampa why better so. Nanka the white meat in sumunam, monconum, 1,000 cottonum, and takram what they say chicken. I confirm ye deka home, even crab maska crana, rabbit adanko. Oh, say white meat yana namne fita compared to red meat. It yet described pork as the other white meat. A son said, no, myoglobin I said a cock horn a form compared to cow meat. now mojanam no contain ade aboni fe ne myoglobin there e process gland nachi wade ompe yen so yesi yin na odi dia wenam ye so na yen chop money enti kwase akokɔ ne 9 de ma yen yen de esi etimi di wenam ne afini ya be e o sanse yen so ya adwuma yen sa keskese e etimi di ani sa condition we ne ma president enlarge yen fa man ye. Now, ye ba prostate infection bioma say me prostate enlargement no madika ka say 1 is age dependent, 2 and me like open e anti-oxidant prostate gland ho ban I see dey senya time onwe na 3 e ba enam dey prostate no ompede munye kokɔ eno cow me senke teso ne dey white me sha no a yen so vice versa na say e be any prostate enlargement no ma me sama prostate infection biom. Ye was second point I ye fe no non-infectious prostatitis. Eno ye obia sebe the prostate na iron large. Wampe ho asemanka. Wampe ho asemanka no, ye hwa de bu ha. Fa ne se o prostate no ha. O brother na so dwonso twa ne ni.